and welcome to What the Shakespeare, where today in the studio we will be looking at the whole of Act 1,
whole of
Act 1, speedy Act 1,
all the way through.
Romeo and Juliet, and also checking that Duncan's not too pissed.
Fueled by rum and gin. For anyone who's just come to Shakespeare and never thought about what Romeo and Juliet's all about.
Yeah, just Romeo and Juliet.
And it's straight through the whole of Act 1. You'll see
Speedy
this.
run.
Yeah, speed run straight through in 15 minutes. All the stuff that happens, all the basics, all the way through from the beginning. Right,
Let's go.
So
Prologue.
Prologue tells you everything that happens in the entire play in about 2 minutes' time, straight through. So you don't need to watch the rest of the play. However, you want to watch the rest of the play because it's Romeo and Juliet. So yeah.
We started with Samson and Gregory, who come in and they're talking about a fight and the fight between the two houses of Montague and Capulet and how they're going to start a fight or react to a fight that might get started.
And they might shout at other people and they start having rude jokes. They're pretty rude all the way through. And then suddenly a fight breaks out, and that's between the House of Montague and the Capulets. And there's a whole fight, and then
it all kicks off.
And
in
then,
a big way.
Yep, and
they're still talking about it.
They're still talking about it, and then Benvolio turns up and says, "Oi,
stop fighting, guys!
Stop it! We've been told not to fight as naughty. We're not allowed
You're
to fight.
naughty.
Naughty boys! How dare you?" Yeah, and
then it all kicks off again.
All kicks off again, and then Tybalt turns up. Oh my goodness me! Tybalt turns up. He has a bit of he really wants to fight. He gets proper fighting.
Proper angry man.
Because he really likes fighting. And we will find out later on in one of the other episodes, he's really good at dueling and stuff, and he's really good at fighting. So here we go. So as all this is going on, it's a nightmare. We've already heard about the whole Barney. And we're at Benvolio now. We've been a bit fast, actually, to be honest.
And then Tybalt. Yeah. There he is.
And then the Capulets turn up and say, "Oi, stop it!" And then the Montagues turn up and they say,
"Oi, stop it!"
That's right. And they say, "Stop being so naughty." And then the prince turns up. And the prince is like the whole in charge of everything. And he says, "Oi! No! Shut it! I'm not having any of this nonsense.
Not on my watch.
Not at all. You lot, stop that being. I've told you already. Capulet, you come with me, right? And Montague, you come later, right? I'm going to sort you out later, you naughty little boy, right?" And then
throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moved prince.
Anybody else that does any more fighting will get totally done over. I'll kill you all. I'll kill you. Right?
He separates the two families, sends Capulet with him and Montague on the other way and says, "Come and see me this afternoon and we will talk about this properly."
And then Montague goes, "Oi, Benvolio, come here. After all that, my son is proper maudlin.
What is going on?
What's going on?" And Benvolio says, "I don't know. I'm not sure."
He's just moping around, and I was walking after being out drinking and partying all night, and I saw him and he saw me, and then he scarfed because he didn't want to talk to me, and quite frankly, I was kind of glad about that because he's a miserable git.
Oh, God, he's a nightmare. He's always up in his room. He's in a darkened teenager cave, not coming out, and God knows what he's doing in there.
We all know what he's doing in there.
Yeah, Montague says, look, sort him out, get him sorted, because he needs to get himself sorted, otherwise he's going to be a proper little mardy ass.
Or he's just going to get himself into more trouble. He's not going to lead a productive life. So sort him out. We need to get it back on track.
Montague legs it, and Romeo turns up and he's going, "Oh, I love Rosaline. Oh, woe is me. I don't have her. She won't put out." He does that, and Benfolio goes, "Look, get a grip on yourself, mate. Come on, it's not that bad."
Tell me about this love that you're so infatuated with, and we learn about Rosaline, how beautiful she is, and how she won't give him any action, any action, and he really wants some action, but he's not getting it, and he's proper maudlin, and he doesn't really know what to do with himself. And Benvolio's trying to slap him. Get a grip on yourself, boy. It ain't worth it, mate. It ain't worth it.
For God's sakes, what are you doing, you big ponce? So I know that's what he doesn't quite say that, obviously, because Shakespeare had better language than I.
Well, yes,
clearly.
No, clearly.
So Look, so he says, look...
They're still talking about it. Who is it that you love? Why are you so sad? What is going on? Tell me who it is.
And on about how he loves women and how he loves
just her.
Just her.
It's her. It doesn't
now
matter
she won't put out. And that he's been proper hit by Cupid's arrow.
She is rich in beauty, only poor, that when she dies with beauty dies her store.
Oh, good God. Romeo, get a grip on yourself.
And Benvolio's like, be ruled by me, forget to think of her. And he's like, I don't know how to forget about her.
I can't do that because I'm such a wet lettuce. Yeah. So, oh God, he goes up. Seriously, still
They've
going.
Gone, it's all right, they've left, it's
Hurrah!
fine.
Scene two! Thank God for that. It's Capulet in Paris. And they're doing a bit of a dodgy deal on how to sell off Juliet to Paris.
Bit of a bargaining chip is old Juliet.
Paris is like the next step up on the social rung for Lord Capulet, and he wants to marry his daughter off, who's his only child, to Paris so that he can kind of step himself up so he can be a bit closer to the prince.
He's not a very nice man by the sounds of it.
He just wants to get it right because he's his only kid.
Yeah,
but also he's very aware that Paris would be a very good match, and that Paris knows that it would be a good match, and that Paris could go off. He says this to Capulet. He says, I could go off and get another bird.
There are plenty of women out there who would relish marrying me, he pretty much says.
So anyway, they leg it, and then Peter the servant, well, it might be Peter, it could be any other servant. He comes out and he's got a load of invites to the party for the Capulets to sort out, because he's a servant of the Capulets, but he can't read for a sausage.
So he asked Benvolio and Romeo to read the list so he knows who to go and invite.
Of all the people to meet and ask them to read the blooming thing. So Romeo and Benvolio, who are of the other house, find out about the party, and they go, ha-ha, right.
We shall go.
Yes.
And find Rosaline, because
it's our life. Because Rosaline will be there, and we should go. Mwahaha.
And they find out who else is going, so they're all in the know. They know where it is, they know who's going.
They know the whole shebang, and they know what time and when to turn up and stuff. Yeah, so there you go. And therefore they decide to get going to the party. Yeah, and they exit. And Benvolio says, well, we should go.
Because you know who's going to be there.
And he goes, okay, I will go.
If I have to.
I hope she'll fall in love with me.
All over again.
Because I need to love her. That's what he's doing. And
anyway,
they go off.
They've gone away.
Anyway, so...
Then we meet the women of the Capulet family. Lady Capulet, Juliet, and the nurse, who becomes really important in the overall tale that unfolds.
And Lady Capulet and the nurse are trying to persuade Juliet
to marry Paris.
To get with Paris, because he's a proper catch. He's like the Justin Bieber of his time, or I don't know.
Really? Okay.
Or if you're a bit older than that, the Tom Jones of his time. Or if you're a slightly bit younger than that, the Marty Pello of its time. Anyway, he's like a proper dude. Anyway...
So anyway, they talk about that. That's fine.
And we discover that Juliet is incredibly young. She's 14, and that the nurse tells us all sorts of stuff about why she is potentially fated to doom. She tells us all about earthquakes and Lammas Eve and all this stuff.
All these things. And we learn that the nurse pretty much brought Juliet up. Her parents were away in Mantua when she was young. Mm-hmm. The nurse and her husband... She was her wet nurse, so she breastfed her until she was a toddler. Yeah. Even as a toddler, she was still trying to breastfeed, and the nurse was like, no, we can't have this.
So there's all this stuff about the nurse maybe kind of being an extra bit of stuff in DNA and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of the nurse's personality in Juliet, which is of course quite important later on, as the nurse kind of is integral in her marrying Romeo. Yeah. So anyway, So
they talk about the marriage to Paris.
Can you love the gentleman?
Can you love him?
Yes. And this night you'll see him at the feast, and you
I don't
can see.
I've never really thought about it. Do I have to?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
So
really.
I'll look to like if liking move, but no more deep will I and dark mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly. There you go. And then the servant comes in and says, right,
party time,
ladies, let's go. And they all leave. Scene 4.
A street.
Romeo, Mercutio and Benvolio.
And others.
Other stuff. And they're all heading to the party. So they're all masked up and ready for the party. Yeah. And Romeo says, give me a torch. I'm not for this ambling, but with heavy.
I will come if I have to come. I will come.
Oh, woe is me. And then Mercutio takes pretty much the mickey out of him and starts to slag him off.
Basically says, sort yourself out, mate.
Sort yourself out. Go like literally.
Go get laid
Go and
else.
sort yourself out.
Please.
You could do this by yourself.
You don't need any help with this.
Come on. You don't need Rosaline. You can
love be rough with you, be rough with love.
Yeah, you can do that. But and Romeo's still going, oh, woe is me, woe. Ah, dear. Anyway.
But then we also see in this scene that Romeo hints towards something in the stars, like something's afoot, something's going to happen. There's a heavy load on this night. So he knows that something's amiss. So it's all getting us ready for the massive tragedy.
They're flagging it up. Neon sign. Tragedy is afoot.
And then we talk about Queen Mab.
That's Queen Mab, yes. We talk about that in a whole nother episode. There's a lot of stuff about Queen Mab, and Mercutio tells us all this stuff about this crazy fairy queen who's
gets into men's minds and messes with their minds.
And she's very sexy, but also quite terrifyingly not sexy at the same time. Sexy but not sexy at the same time.
Who knew?
Yeah. So we've got all that, and Mercutio gets a bit overexcited about this. Well, not overexcited.
Just gets very worked up, doesn't he?
Yes, quite. Yeah. Anyway, he has a bit of a do, and then Romeo says, "Look, calm down, mate. Calm yourself. It's only like." Fairy and shit. So
let's go. It says, let's just go to this party. Let's just stop getting so serious. Let's just go have a good time.
Oh, I fear too early. Oh, we've come too late. No, says Benvolio. Says, no, I fear too early for my mind misgives. Some consequence still hanging in the stars.
So he's aware of the fate to come.
He knows about the fate stuff, and then they all go. And we're in scene 5, the party
scene.
in the Capulet's house. So
there's music and drinking and dancing and all that.
The servants are coming in trying to sort out the blooming stuff, and they've not sorted out the other room, and they're fixing this bit, and then there's this thing happening.
And Capulet welcomes everybody and tells them to get dancing. And
he's quite rude, is Lord Capulet, and he says, any of those ladies that won't dance with me have got corns on their feet. They've got manky feet, basically. If you don't dance, you've got manky feet. You're a bit stinky. We'll all know that you're a bit of a crone. And they discuss how long it is since they last had a party, and it's quite a number of years.
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years. He says, no, it's not that at all. It is not. Shut up, my cousin Capulet, second Capulet. And anyway,
but it is anyway. They move on.
Yeah. So Romeo appears and he says to the servant, "What is that lady there?" So he's not seen Rosaline, he's seen Juliet.
She doth teach the torches to burn bright.
He's so fickle, he's just gone, woof, she's a bit of a doer.
Out the door, Rosaline, I'm off, I found somebody else, let's go.
Blimey. And then Tybalt recognises him and says, oi, because we've got to remember, they're all in masks at this point, so nobody can see each other's faces, but Tybalt recognises that little sod Romeo's voice. And he goes to Capulet
and he goes, oi!
Oi, Capulet, here, that little tosspot Romeo's in here.
He's here. The Montagues are in our building, ruining our party. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to have him.
And Capulet says, no, shut it.
On my watch.
Not on my
watch.
Not
on my watch, not in my party.
Yeah, it's not happening today, we'll do that later. Calm yourself, shut up. And he says, but no, uncle. And he says, no, but no, young nephew, shut up. I will not have it. He shall be endured, says Capulet. And so he is endured. And he kind of goes off and goes, okay, fair enough. I will, all right, fine, mumble, grump, grump. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitterest gall. He'll have him later.
The lovers meet for the first time. Romeo and Juliet have their talking about pilgrims and kissing
and Juliet kind of slaps him back quite a lot. He's trying to be like the poncy lover, and she says, "Oh, shut it, you're not getting all the lines here. I get to say half of it.
Here is some of my lines.
Thanks very much."
Yeah.
So it's not all on you, thank you very much, because she's quite a strong-willed young lady. Yeah, strong-willed young lady, and she gets to say more than half of what is getting said. And then she legs it, and Romeo says to the nurse, "Who's she?"
That lady?
And she says that's Juliet, the lady of the house, and Romeo goes, "Oh, what the what? Gone from Rosalind, who's like Capulet's niece, to blooming his daughter. What am I doing?" And anyway, the Juliet then says to the nurse, "Who's that dude?" And she says, "Well, that's this old guy." And she says, "No, not him." "Oh, who's that guy?" No, not him. That one. Oh, that's Romeo. Oh,
he's a Montague. Yeah. The only son of your great enemy.
And Juliet goes, "Oh, for God's sakes, come on." And then, let's see, we get back to...
That's it. There you go. That's it.
That's it. They get all the way in, and it's done. Whew.
It's exhausting.
Yeah. Crikey. Act 1.
What have we learned?
What have we learned? There's a lot of stuff happens in Act 1. That's what we've learned.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
we
stuff.
We meet all the protagonists for the first time. We learn who's in love with who and who's after who and
who's rooting, who's not, and who's fighting who wants to have a fight, who's been told not to ever have a fight. Yeah, so we've seen all of these characters, and I think we have seen every human that is in the play. Apart from the Friar. Yes, we haven't seen the Friar yet. He's rather important. He comes on later on, so we find out all this stuff. All the basis of the whole play has been laid out for us. All the basics. Done. So, this is just for you guys. If you're not sure what's going on in the play, that's the first
just
time.
a general overview of what we're doing.
If you like what we said there,
leave
put comments below.
Subscribe.
Because we've got loads of videos.
Yeah, watch some of our other videos which break down the scenes even more, so you can learn more in-depth analysis of what's going on.
But that's the basics.
See ya!